Hello everyone, welcome to a review of this wonderful classic Nissan Primera. This is a 2001 model, so this is one of the late Primeras. They went up all the way to 2003 before they were upgraded, but this is an absolute classic, and the reason why I'm getting excited about it is because this particular one is a one owner car, so it's nigh on 22 years old, but had one owner and only 36,000 miles. Can you believe that? And look at it, looks wonderful, doesn't she? Alright, it's a boring old car, but at my age I'm getting all nostalgic and I actually love the retro appeal of this vehicle. So shall we just have a look? So obviously this was a competitor to the Mondeo, and I think it's actually aged better than the Mondeo over time. I don't know what it is with Japanese cars, they look a bit dull and boring at first, but over time they actually age generally much better as classic cars. Would you agree? Obviously, as you'll see, this is not a mint example of a Primera. It's had some lack of appeal there and some few parking dinks, but otherwise, listen to her once the skateboard guy goes by. But listen. Look how whisper quiet the engine is. It's clearly been well looked after. Design wise, it's like I said, it's a bit vanilla, isn't it? But it's hugely practical. Nice airy cabin with the big windows, so good for the kids in the back. Shall we have a look? So look at the interior. Look at this. Absolutely stunning condition, but as you see, nice. This is the upgraded SE model, so these aren't the base seats, they're upgraded, and they have these nice bolsters, as you'll see there, and I like how it just sticks out a little bit more there to give the under thigh support. It's not too low, but as per saloons, if I try and get myself in, you do have to kind of plonk yourself in, so if you've got mobility difficulties it might be a little bit hard, but it's not too low. It's one of the higher riding seats on a saloon car, so you shouldn't have too much of a problem. There's plenty of leg room. Headspace is really good, so you're not really ducking in because of the nice squarish design there, so that's really good. And the interior, not going to win any design awards, but it is very functional with lots of cubby spaces all around. There's one little cup holder there, and that's not a cup holder, that's just to put your hand in so you can get the nice old classic handbrake. And then in the back, loads of space. You can get 3 adults in here, no problem. It's nice and wide, and the bolsters are nice and long as well, and they're angled inwards, so you can sit comfortably on long journeys. And it's quite deep there, it's very forgiving, so it is a nice comfortable car to sit in. And again, it will be easy to get car seats in here. And like I said, obviously this isn't an MPV, but for a saloon the seats are quite high up, so it's very easy to get into. So the front seats are way back, and even then, I'm 5'6", even then I've got loads of leg room, lots of well, not lots, but enough knee room, and lots of headspace. Look at that, I've got a big head, and look, loads of space left, so 6-footers can get in here, no problem. And look, there we go. So nice square design, so there isn't any humps and stuff like that like you get in the new cars. So lots of headspace, and like I said, nice big windows, so the kids will love being in the back of this. And of course, the benefit this has is it's got air conditioning. Unfortunately, there are no rear ventilation ducts, but what you do get is a curry hook. That's lovely, isn't it? And of course, you'll notice it's got wind down windows. not the best for safety in terms of kids, but one less thing to go wrong. And check these out. Nice speaker system in a boring old Primera. Alright, shall we have a look at the boot, see how practical that is? This being a hatchback, the boot is absolutely cavernous. You could get a whole family in here. I wouldn't advise you do that. It's just a joke, right? Before anyone starts telling me off. Look at that. And in the good old days, look what they used to give you. A proper full-size spare wheel. None of that silly toy, what do you call it? Space saver ones, or the dreaded gel, but a proper spare wheel. Fantastic practical car. The seats fold down, and they fold down with a slight but otherwise this is like a minivan, or you can get a double bed in here. Don't get any ideas now. Look at that. Shall we go for a drive? So here we go. It started to rain, but if she pulls off nicely, not going to win any speed races with this car, but it's nice and smooth. And do you know what? It feels really nice and tight. The steering's tight, the suspension's good. It is clear that this car has been so well looked after throughout its life. It drives like new. Some new cars don't even drive as good as this. It is nice and tight. Steering is so good. There's no creaks or bangs coming from the suspension. Wow, I'm highly impressed indeed. The actual driving dynamics are a bit benign, but that's the name of the game with the Primera. Excitement and dynamism, like a bit like myself, is not what the Primera is known for. So your boring ATB no fuss sort of car, this fits the bill. Really good, nice comfortable drive, got enough oomph to just do the daily drive, go on the motorway, no problems whatsoever in that regard. But just don't expect any excitement. It's a no fuss sort of car. And in terms of the interior, it's also a no fuss sort of interior. It's got nice hearty materials. Yes, it's a bit plasticky, but very hard wearing, as you can see. Look at this. This has got a lot to do with the previous owner looking after the car a lot, because normally this plastic here, the shiny bits, always flaked off or scratched off, etc. But the previous owner obviously has looked after it. And again, as I've said in my other video on the Almira Tino, I love this steering wheel. It's really good, but everything is to hand, obvious what needs to be done where. This one has the nice digital AC and it's all working. Look at the interior, lovely. These seats are nice and supportive. These are upgraded seats. They're not the base spec ones. They're not the base spec ones, but the base spec ones are a little bit unsupportive. But these, they've got a little bit of a bolster on either side. I don't know if you can see, very subtle, but that makes a lot of difference. This seat is very comfortable indeed. I can see myself driving this long distance without a problem. Now, obviously, because of the age, when you compare this to a modern day like Mondeo or equivalent saloon Nissan, the road noise is a little bit more intrusive than you would get from modern cars, but that's to be expected. But for the age, the driving dynamics are excellent, and the visibility, etc., all round is really good. The mirrors are a little bit small, but at the end of the day, that's in keeping with the car itself. Any bigger, it'll look like Gary Lineker ears, you know. But otherwise, lovely drive. Let's go for a final review. Well, there you have it, a no fuss sort of car. The interior is no fuss, the design's no fuss, the driving is no fuss. So this is like a plain Jane sort of car, but do you know what? Sometimes in life, it's the plain Janes are the ones that will look after you in the long term, and they're the ones to go for. And this is a car that is going to look after you. Service it regularly, and the car will last for years and years and years. I know this particular example only has 38,000 miles from one owner, but these things can do 200,000-300,000 miles easy. Just regular servicing, and that's it. In terms of fuel economy, oh, they're not the most fuel economic in the world. Probably get 30 miles per gallon on the petrol version, but that's on par with your other saloons in the range. But the main thing with this is the reliability. If you want reliable workhorse that's got tons of space in the back there, then this is the one. If you want to ferry your kids to school or go on a little day trip to the beach, you can stuff everything in there and the kitchen sink, and it'll still take you there with no fuss, and you can relax knowing that it'll get you there and back in comfort, and you don't have to worry about it breaking down. So should you buy one? Oh yes, if you can get hold of one of these, definitely do buy one, because even though this is a 2001 51 plate, it is ULEZ compliant. Can you believe that? It is ULEZ compliant. So this is the main reason why I got this car, because number one, it's ULEZ compliant, and number two, it's a one owner car with 38,000 miles. So to be honest with you, because of the provenance of the vehicle, I'm feeling a bit tempted to keep it, because this car is actually ideal for like plumbers, electricians, people that want to go to the refuse tip to throw away their rubbish. But this car is too good for that. So I'm very tempted to think that I want to keep it, but I want to make sure it goes to a good family home. Yeah, I need to learn not to get attached to these cars. But one thing I've got to say, in terms of design aspect, I think this car has aged really well. I don't know what it is about the Japanese cars, but when they come out, they look like dull, frumpy little things compared to the equivalent, say, Ford Mondeo or VW Passat at the time. But over time, you know what? It ages so well. I can't say like fine wine because I don't drink, so for those of you that do, I'm sure you'll understand what I mean by that analogy. But for some reason the Japs design it in a way so that over time this just looks so nice. Goodness me, I'm getting a little bit too attached to this car. What do you think, people? Should I sell it or should I keep it? I think I can make a little bit of money on this, but do you know what? If you can see one of these that are well looked after like this one, grab it, because these are future classics and lovely workhorses. And yeah, I'd highly recommend it. Things that go wrong on it, hardly anything, to be honest with you. This the only little bugbear I have, I'll tell you actually while you're here, and I'm being picky now. So to open the boot when the car's on, you have to press this button, and that plays up a little bit. And these old school keys, those buttons wear out. So now this car's got the two keys, but the buttons have worn out, and so I have to manually put it into the lock to get the central locking to work. So it's not going to be a big deal, to be honest with you, getting that key, another set of covers on that key, and maybe the buttons on the actual electric board have worn out, so it's going to cost like £30 at the key repair shop. Other than that, these things are solid, hardly anything goes wrong on them. So do get it if you can. Hope you enjoyed this video and it was informative. Do like and subscribe, and see you on the next one. Ta-da!